I feel like I'm living in a mystery drama show, and being the main character is nowhere near as much fun as people make it sound. I, 30F, moved country in August of last year to finally join my husband, 35M, after being separated by COVID travel bans and political happenings. Since I arrived, some increasingly creepy things have been happening. It started small, relative to where we are now. Social media accounts being hacked. Mail going missing from the mailbox. The occasional strange sounds outside at night. Since then, it's escalated to a level neither of us could ever have fathomed. Someone who looks strikingly like my abusive ex, but isn't, because we've been no contact for a decade and he lives on the other side of the world. Not even in the country I came from, hanging around outside, and someone who looks strikingly like my husband's late father, whose death affects him immensely to this day, following him in a car similar to the one his dad drove. Social services receiving anonymous calls about our daughter, using my full government name with middle name, which not many people know. Strange phone calls, including maniacal laughter and someone playing animal sounds down the phone, only for the phone number to suddenly not exist when we or the service provider try to look into it. Since December, things have really veered into feeling like an episode of Pretty Little Liars. My husband has showed up to work only to be told that he'd already called to book the day off. My mother-in-law has received bizarre phone calls saying my husband owes someone money, which isn't true, and even friends who know nothing about the situation have reported strange happenings. The scariest incident so far involved an old man we'll call Shakir, because he had a very similar name of Arabic origin. To clarify, I live in a European country where this kind of name is very unusual. I first encountered Shakir when walking to the bus stop after meeting my friend for coffee in the town center. I noticed him staring at me, checking his phone as if checking that I was the right person, then starting to follow me. He followed me onto the bus, then all the way home, eventually peering through the glass panel on the front door of the building I live in because I managed to get in and lock him out. My neighbor, who is active military personnel, 37M, was outside in the garden, so I told him that someone followed me home and was at the door. He went out and chased the man off, noting that he didn't speak much of the native language, but did appear to know my name and the name of another man living in the building. He told my neighbor that he was here to visit another neighbor, by name. After my neighbor didn't allow him in, he left, but 5 minutes later, my neighbor's phone rang from an unknown number. He answered, and the person on the other end said, "It's Shakir, just wanted to say hello." That's how we know his name, but there was no way for him to have mine, and definitely no way for him to have my neighbor's number. We called the police, but they were unable to trace Shakir. We know that Shakir himself isn't the stalker, because he was too obvious and haphazard compared to everything else, but believe that he may have been sent either to follow me, and messed it up, or to intimidate me, which honestly kinda worked. We've nicknamed the person behind this, the Puppet Master, because their personal hands-on involvement seems to be fairly low, they're just around behind the scenes making it happen. What terrifies me is that I don't know what their motive is, or their next step. What I do know is that if we solve the mystery and make it out in one piece,